Welcome back to 10 Foot Customs. Today we're going to try to get a start out of Ruby. I know she's missing a good portion of her wiring harness up front, but I'm going to just try to get 12 volts to the coil and see if we have spark and see if it makes noise. Found this insurance card in Ruby's glove box, and the expiration date on it is February 20th of 2012. So I would assume that was the last time this was run. And I don't even know, again, like I talked about in an earlier video, this is not the correct engine for Ruby. So I'm not 100% sure if this date is for this engine or for the 4-cylinder that was in it. But this is what we're working with. We're going to take the whole front clip off and see if we can get her to start. Should be able to grab the front, shimmy that here. Oh, let me stuck on the radiator. Hold on, we're stuck on the radiator on my side. There it is. There's some wiring attached, but don't worry about it. Thank you, babe. Oh, very good. Coolant, lovely. Yeah, at least you know there's coolant in the heater core. So we just have a disaster of wiring in here that I'm going to try to organize. Battery positive, maybe. Actually, that probably goes down to the starter. Yeah, there we go. So that's down to our starter. Alternator lead. I do not see a battery ground. Wow, this was just sitting up here the whole way home. I'm surprised that made it. Fuel pump. Why didn't you make it to the fuel pump? This is interesting. We do a flex line from there? Don't know. Okay, we got this. Oh wait, is that this? That is the other side of our fuse panel? Where's the other piece of it? Looks like another piece slides into it. Well, December 31st. It's a little chilly out. Oh, I need a valve cover. It's not cracking it. So, a little chilly out. It's gonna get up to almost 50 today. So, I figured it'd be a good day to come out here and work on Ruby and see if I can make any headway with her. That's the block. That's got to be a ground of some sort. Wait, you go. Where are they? I don't even know. So these are heater core. I'm not sure where they belong. Yeah. What are you? I am uncertain where that belongs. It seems it would fit there really well, but don't know. Random bolt sitting up here. A lot of condensation out here. No, don't pour coolant everywhere. 3 or 4 lines. Stuff you underneath there. Stay. Okay. purple line. I remember, I don't know if that goes. Okay, we got plugged here, 3-wire. Another 3-wire. You believe this is all okay? Good. That piece separate. That is headlights, I do believe. So we'll put that over here. So this is very interesting. I found this. This is the other half of the fuse block from on the engine side. So this must not be needed to start it, maybe. I wonder if I only need this piece plugged in to get my ignition and everything running. Could be kind of cool if that's the case. Trim up some of this rubber or whatever they put in their sealant. Do we have a well, we have a zip-tied carburetor. Do we have a moving carburetor though? Oh man, she may be seized up. Oh boy. Well, okay. And that moves. But I was looking at it, and if this is our idle stop, it would push down on this to allow this thing to rotate open, but I can't rotate it open. I'm thinking because this is jammed in the way. So this can't bypass this little thing here. So if I get this out of the way, don't even know what it is, this carburetor may function again. So let me get this out of the way and we'll see. I think maybe I figured out my coolant lines, or my heater core lines. I think someone just bypassed it and they ran this and put it into there. I think one of these lines goes there and the other one goes up there, and that way you're circulating your coolant. So that is hopefully that. So I gotta figure out where this mess belongs. Oh, the distributor's not even hooked up. Oh, that's a distributor line. The wires I thought over there, I put over there, I thought were that, are for the distributor. Okay, well then I gotta figure out where the other half of that goes. I'll check the oil on it too, just to make sure. I'm not really concerned about the trans fluid right now. Okay. In theory, that's wired into the instruments and everything. This is, ow, sharp is what that is. Owie. Oh, throttle. I would go under there through a bracket that doesn't exist, I'm assuming. I have something to hold that. Okay. There. What the heck is this? We must have a huge hole in the valve cover or crack in it, and they just RTV'd it and stuck a piece of plastic down. We'll worry about that later. This is the softest wire I think I've ever felt in my life. What is going on? Okay, okay. We've got this wire. It's connected to that wire and spliced into that wire. That's lovely. Thank you. So I've organized some of it. I still have no idea where half of it goes, but at least these are all individual wires. And these are still connected to stuff on that side. At least they look like the wiring colors are still the same. So I should be able to go through the manual and figure out where they belong. Some of them still have connectors on them, so those should legitimately just plug into something. Someone may have done what's called the nutter bypass on this, which eliminates a huge chunk of wiring, and maybe that's what they did, and that's why the wiring's all separated. This is off of, this is probably oil pressure sender, I think. There goes my oil pressure gauge. This is alternator, so maybe this goes to a volt meter in the cab. Oh, it's a cab or not, but whatever, we'll call it that. This goes to here. That's to my distributor. I would assume ground. I'm not sure where this side goes though. I don't see another half of this plug anywhere. Unless it's on the front end. I don't think so. I thought this went over here somewhere. This goes to the ignition box. 99% sure this goes to the ignition box. Let me see if I got one of those. That would be nice. Okay, it looks like the first thing we're going to have to find is an ignition box. So I'm going to have to look up one of those, see if I can track one down, because I do not have one. But I'm going to see if I can get the carburetor to move by removing this one piece here. Or maybe not. Hey, it's starting to move. So yeah, that is, well, that's what we call ridiculous. I don't even know. It's all capped off. So, we'll see if we get this out of the way. If I turn idle out, it'll give me a little more room to rotate this. And then I'll probably just plug it. Yeah, probably just plug it. Okay, that has to come off too. I want to take that off. How did they build this thing? Oh, we're gonna force it by. There we go. And we're back to hitting there. But it's all blocked off. They had it capped and everything, so no one was using that on here. We're just gonna nip off the T part of it. Keep turning. Okay, now it should turn out of the way. Maybe. There we go. There we go. So yeah, that was in there, blocking it. Hey, look at that! The carburetor works. Everything works. Okay, sadly I know very little about carburetors like this. If it's not apparent, this is the first time I'm trying to ever get an engine running of unknown running origin. Aside from motorcycles. I've done motorcycles before, but I've never tried to do this with a car or anything. And though I can tear through pretty much any motorcycle carburetor you would like me to, this is very much, this is going to be a lot more of a challenge for me. I'm unfamiliar with car carburetors, though I want to learn a lot more about them. This is all new, so that's where we are. Okay, so this now works, which is good. Everything opened. It doesn't open as much as I'd like it to open, but maybe it doesn't open. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. So that's all good. Let's turn the idle back up just a hair, so we're cracking open the blades. Okay, let's just pull away the front. Let's just do that. What is squeaking? Oh, maybe it's just these belt. You know what? Power steering belt. I know it's crooked, so I bet it's power steering belt. Ow! Fan hit the hand again. So that went around at least twice really well. I mean, not super easy, but you know, there was definitely a couple compression strokes in there. Let's check the oil. Oh geez, that's like brand new and it's full. It's a little fuely, but it's definitely got some. It's definitely got the oil slickness in it. So we'll probably. It smells weird. Maybe I'm just not used to oil with zinc in it. I don't know. We'll probably get, if we can get it running, we'll get it warmed up and we'll drop and put fresh oil in it, because again, uncertain how old this oil is, but man, it feels good. So it looks like for me to get this thing to crank over, the only thing I'm going to need, what is this sticker? Piece of tape? Unknown. I'm going to need an ignition module. So I'm going to go check and look one of those up, see if I can come up with one, hopefully, and that would be kind of awesome. I'll check back with you in a second. Wiring. Where is the wiring in this one? Is it like a supplement page book that I'm supposed to have with this? I don't think so. Blades, fuse, flash, chassis electrical. 5. 5 what? Not knowing what engine I have or year, I really do need to track down the engine block code, because I don't know if the block is off of an 81 or not. I do know it's an older, it looks to be one of the older blocks. But I was hoping to be able to cross-reference wiring diagrams between the Chilton's book and the Haynes manual. The Haynes manual has some of the information I need. It has a decent wiring diagram. As I figure out where 2 wires come from, there's a red and a white off of into a single plug on the ignition control module. I just gotta figure out where do they go. I'm assuming one is power off the fuse panel, and maybe one goes to the coil. It's a possibility. So that's what we're looking at now. Oh, I don't know if I have a coil. Whoops. I might not have a coil. Okay, so I literally have no idea what I'm doing now. put the battery in. This may have had these purple and orange wires being cut tell me this has probably had a nutter bypass done to it, but I don't know how far they got or if they actually completed the whole nutter bypass, which allows you to remove the computer. Yeah, I mean, here's the coil. I do have a coil. It's down here. I have no wires going to it. I gotta figure out which wires go to the coil. One of these off the ignition box may go there. Okay, make sure we have some contact to that. This is contacting. That's not permanent. That's just sitting there. Oh! We have voltage. That's kind of cool. We got wiper. Oh, brake lights on. What else does things? No, that's air. Fan. Nope, we do not have a fan. Lights we're not gonna have because they're not wired up yet. Ah, things are working. Wait, no, fuel gauge is not up. That's amazing. Okay. A good portion of what appears to, what is called the nutter bypass has been done on this, it seems, where you eliminate a computer that was up in here. I'm thinking that this red wire that I had over there is the power to the coil when I turn the key on. We're gonna find that out here in a second. So let me check this for 12 volts. Right now I have nothing. We have voltage and we have a brake light. Now we'll check for 12 volts out here. And we have 12 volts on this wire, so I'm 99% sure that is our coil wire. Seriously, look. Light blue, and then I've got red with a tracer, and then the other side was light blue. Do I have a light blue wire over there? Okay. Light blue wire. Okay, so that's in. This goes to the alternator wire, which I'm not using right now. This is the wire I got to strip down to tuck underneath that other thing. This connection to the starter solenoid, so we don't burn that out. Goes to there. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, let's see if the starter motor's not even trying to engage. No click or anything. I don't think it's the starter. Could just be that the starter solenoid is just bad. Go to that side of the starter solenoid. It is not feel happy to crank that. Wow. We may have a bad starter motor. That is just dead shorting. Got all 6 plugs out. Every single plug came out covered in soot. Let's see, without any compression on it, let's see what it does. It spins. Doesn't sound as quick as I want it to be. This starter motor may be just worn out and just doesn't have the spin left in it. So this is a 2-stroke mix. So this is what would be, you know, I don't even know what the ratio is on these. I think it's 2%. So there's a little bit of 2-stroke oil in here. I'm just going to squirt it down in all the cylinders a little bit. and see if it'll lubricate the heads up a little bit, or the rings and everything. We'll put our spark plugs in really loosely, just so I don't spray it all back out at myself. Let's crank it over again. I don't think that starter is very good. Let's hook up number 1 spark plug and see if we have at least spark to the coil. The way I'm going to do that, I've been doing this forever with motorcycles, is I have the cheapo timing light. No advance, no nothing. Hook up to number 1, push the timing light button, and if I crank it, we should get a flashing light if we're getting spark. Which we are not. So that would lead me to believe that this red wire to the ignition source is not getting power. We checked this though, we had 12 volts. Let's double check and see if we have 12 volts. Battery side to negative. We have 12 volts to the coil. Does not mean we have the coil or the cap putting out anything to there. We might still need power to the ignition control module. Okay, so I tracked down the other plug to the ignition control module, plugged it in. This is such a mess of wire that has to be cleaned up. Let's see if it solved our spark issue though. Hook up to 1. There we go. Timing light. Nothing. Double check that the ignition is on. Ignition is on. So let's, oh, dummy. You left the center coil out. Let's try that. Timing light. We have spark now. It tried to lock itself up. It tried to actually fire because I sprayed fuel into it. Hot. Just got back from advanced. We got a new reman starter. And I picked up a starter solenoid. They didn't have a stock one for this, but this is a Ford style, so it should be just fine. Let's put this thing in and see if we get any better crank out of it. It's gotta go in the right way. So with the starter solenoid grounded now, I should be able to use the push button thing to do something. Too much. That is really bent. What the heck? It runs. It's really, really quiet. Like, unbelievably quiet. And even with the exhaust, I'm like, what? This isn't doing. What is this do? Oh, wait, that does something there. Try that. It backfires. That backfires if you got. I mean, did it run longer than that? I don't know. Wow. I am super happy. Ruby runs. I was not expecting her to run today. It was high hopes that I would actually be able to get to where we got today. New starter solenoid, and new ignition module, and she runs, which crazy. I have to do some wiring cleanup because it's a disaster. Do something with this water pump pulley, get a new water pump pulley, plumb the fuel tank to the fuel pump into the carburetor, and then we'll actually probably be able to get it to run and idle here for a little bit. But I'm shocked. This is crazy. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope everybody has a great week and a great 2022.